What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Perfect Mess Podcast. I'm your host, Ray Molina, and this is episode 101. Before we jump off into things, make sure to check out my website, raymolina.com. Lots of merchandise over there. I've got some write-ups that I do, a lot of blogging, books that I've read. You can listen to any episode of the podcast on that website as well. Just a lot going on over there. Please check it out. You can share everything on Facebook, Twitter, all of that. Again, that's raymolina.com. If you want to follow me on my social media, I'm on Instagram at It's Ray Molina, and that is also my TikTok. And the Perfect Mess Podcast is on Instagram as well, at the Perfect Mess Pod. One Instagram that I don't always give out here, that is the brand. My brand is Beast or Famine, and that is also on Instagram. It's at It's Beast or Famine. All right. YouTube, if you're watching on YouTube, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and hit that little bell in the corner. You'll get notifications every time I put up a video, so you can see them and share them with your friends and family. The YouTube is youtube.com/@theperfectmesspod. All right. And really trying to grow that thing, so please hop on over there, and if you like it, just share some. Help me grow this thing out. All right, we're doing pretty good on Spotify and Apple and all the podcast platforms, but I'd like to grow the video platform as well, which is YouTube. All right, I think that's all I have. So let's jump off into this, man. Time flies. If you're watching on YouTube, I want you to take a look. I'm gonna stop right here. All right. Now, if you're listening, you can't see this, but what I'm showing everybody is this park that I'm at. All right. And if I sound like I'm huffing, I'm doing a ruck. You guys know I'm always working out. Today I'm on my day 6 of 75 hard, and feeling good, man. Feeling strong. But I'm showing you guys this while I'm walking at this park because I want you to see something. I want you to understand something. This is a park that I've been taking my kids to since they were in daycare. And I'm talking before elementary school, before all that. They were 2 and 3 years old. And they were running around this park. We were sitting down there having Lunchables. They were going down this little slide with these rollers with their little buddies. I was pushing them around on this merry-go-round. They would sit there and this thing spins. I mean, I've got tons of video and pictures of them. Barely learned how to walk, and we were at this park. And I got to thinking right now, as I'm doing this walk, I started thinking, yo, man, my oldest son is about to go into high school. You know, he's turning 14 in 2 months. You know, my youngest is turning 12, and he's going into 7th grade. And you start to think about that, and you're like, and then you show up at a place like this, and you're like, man, I feel like I was just here feeding them those little Go-Gurts and the little snackables and all these things, and helping them up when they fall, and pushing them in these swings over here, and this little car that they can sit in, they can push, and it goes back and forth. I was just doing that, and now I'm not. Guys, time flies, and I know you've heard this before. I know this is a broken record to some of you guys, but I want to tell you something, man. Live your life and understand you only got one shot. We only got one shot at this. And before we realize it, it is going to be over. It's done. There's no coming back. I don't care what you believe in, who you believe in. There's no coming back. You get one shot at this life. I look at my kids now and I say, look, listen, I'm going to show you something. Look at this. I have pictures of my kids right here. In this, it says cherries, $1 per bucket. I have pictures of them sitting in there. I used to chase them right here through this little playground. They used to go down the slide and I would chase them. These swings right here, I would run in between them as they swung back and forth and scare them, making monster sounds, and they would get all scared and laughing. And then this little car right here, they would sit in this thing and I would push them. These are my boys, the boys that I share pictures of every day, that are playing travel ball right now, that are doing jujitsu, that are probably like your kids now. They're grown, they stink, they got to shower every day. Now they're using deodorant. They're probably even stealing some of your clothes, Dad, because mine are stealing my clothes. But all of these things, you get one shot. And I keep thinking about, have I done it right? Am I missing something? You ever got ready for a vacation? You know, you pack everything, and then you almost can't sleep the night before your flight because you keep thinking, damn it, did I miss something? I know I missed something. I know I'm gonna get on the plane and I'm gonna be like, dang it, I missed this. So you can't really sleep, or you get up way earlier than you're supposed to because you're having anxiety because you're like, damn it, I know I missed something. I don't want to be where I'm going and then be like, damn it, I left this. That's how I feel as a father. That's how I feel. I'm always thinking, am I missing something? My kids always tell me, and I've said this before on the podcast, Dad, you turn everything into a lesson. And they don't complain, they like it. But they're like, Dad, everything that we do, you turn into a lesson. Or when we see things that happen, you'll tell us and you'll turn it into a lesson. I do that because I get anxiety because I feel like I don't want to miss out on teaching them something. I don't want them to get older and say, Dad, you never told us that. Dad, you never showed us that. Dad, you never explained us to, that. Dad, you never warned us that this could happen. Because I don't ever want something to happen to them and it be because I wasn't proactive and I didn't teach them about it. So when I come to a place like this, which was purely unintentional, I just needed to walk in a place that had lights, and this was the closest park to me that had lights. And it happened to be a park that I used to bring them to. But when you end up at a place like this, you start to reflect. And you start remembering how simple everything was. Not let me explain to you guys what I mean by simple, okay? Now, my life wasn't in a simple place because, mind you, I was on the road to a divorce when I would take them here, okay? I was. And so that part of my life wasn't simple. But what was simple was the boys. It didn't take much to make them happy. It doesn't take much to make them happy now. But it didn't take much of anything. You just take them outside and let them run around and wrestle and chase each other and hide and go up and down a slide that's like this big. That's all it took. These little spinny things they can sit on and spin around. Very simple. You start thinking about all that. You start thinking, man, they didn't lie to me when they told me that this is going to fly by. Before you know it, this is all going to be over. And you're going to be a father who's an empty nester, wishing that you still had your babies with you. And I used to always think about that, like, come on, man. Dads are good, man. Dads are good. It's the moms that are going to feel like that. Sorry. Dad, if you're listening, I'm sorry. If someone told you that, they lied to you, because we feel it too. I've got some years left, but I feel it already. I feel it because how tight me and my sons are, how close we are. Our relationship is not neck to neck, it's intertwined with each other. We have such an amazing relationship. But I feel it. It's coming to where before I know it, Jordan's going to be out of high school, going to college, doing what he does, God willing. Jaden will be 2 years behind him. Same path, God willing. And then I'll be sitting back like, I'm here if they need me. Hey guys, I'm here if you need me. And they still will need me in some capacity, but not like they need me now. Time flies, guys. Time flies. If you are fucking off right now, and excuse my language, I'm sorry, but if you are fucking off right now and you have kids, you better get it together, because you are gonna blink and remember a park like this, and you're not gonna recognize your kids because you fucked off and didn't do everything you could when they were young to instill things in them, to teach them, to be with them, to spend time with them, to mold them, to impute things into their brain that is going to help them, to spiritually help them, to make sure that they know God or whatever you believe in. I believe in God, in Jesus Christ. But whoever you believe in, no disrespect, impute these things into them when they're kids, when they're babies. Do all these things. Spend quality time. Have fun. Teach them. Teach them about life. Teach them about being brothers or sisters, or brothers and sisters. Teach them about all of these things. So you can look back and say, you know, I thought I would be looking back going, damn it, I missed a lesson. Damn it, I forgot to teach them this. But you know what? I did pretty good. I did pretty good. I can say that. And that's my goal. My goal is when they are of age and they're out of the house, maybe they're living at a dorm, or maybe they're renting a spot with their friends. When they're done and they're doing that, I can look back and say, I did everything. I'm still here if they need more lessons, but we got them through their teenage years. Now, we just gotta be by the phone when they need us in their 20s and going into their 30s. God willing, I will be here for all of that. I will be here when they decide to have a family, have kids, get married, do all these things, whatever they want to do. Time flies. Maybe you're listening to this and you're saying, damn, man, he's right. It doesn't have to be kids, guys. It can be people that you love that you haven't reached out to. It can be family. It could be friends. It could be somebody that you hurt, somebody you did wrong, or somebody you just want to call them and say, man, hey, I just want to let you know I'm thinking about you. I don't care about all the other shit. I just want to let you know I'm thinking about you, and I hope you're well. Time flies. It does not wait, guys. I think about every day. I try to live in the moment. I tell myself every day, what's most important is right now. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, because tomorrow's not promised. Guys, I can get in my car, head home, and not make it home. I could lay down tonight and not wake up in the morning. And this could be my last message. Time flies. You gotta live in the moment. I'm not perfect. I catch myself not doing that myself, but I always do things like this, like drop this podcast or put messages on my Instagram and my social media to remind myself about these things. So if you're watching or you're listening, this is your reminder. If you're sitting back, you're letting life happen, and you're not living your life, you're just letting life happen, switch it up, man. Switch it up. And I'm not speaking to you because I got my life perfect. My life is not perfect. Why do you think I named my podcast The Perfect Mess? Because my life can be a mess, man, but it's mine. I always tell you, I end this podcast every time with that saying, it's my mess. But please, if you take anything from this episode, live in the moment. If you are not doing that right now, if you are slipping up and you feel like you are not on your game, and maybe you have kids and you haven't taught them everything that they need to know, it is your job, it is your duty as a parent to teach them lessons, to give them knowledge, to teach them about everything that you have. You've lived so long already. If you're my age, I've lived 48 years. In September, it'll be 49. I've lived 49 years. I've got a lot of stuff in here, in my brain, that I can give to them. It is my job to give it all to them so they can take all of it and make sure that they do the best they can in their life. So they can't look back and say, Dad, man, you never told us about this. How come you never told us? Give it all to them. Because time flies, baby. It don't stop for nobody. Not you, not me, not anybody. It just keeps on going. That's all I got, guys. It's a short one. I want to get it out there. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope it hits home. If it does, look, I don't ask for anything, guys. I just ask you to help me grow this thing by sharing it. If you like the message, please share the video, share the audio, give it to somebody. If somebody needs a reminder about not taking the moment and seizing the moment and living for the day right now, please take it and share it, okay? I appreciate you guys so much. I thank you for everything you've done for me by supporting me and helping me grow this thing. You guys have no idea. Thank you so much. Again, I'm on Instagram at It's Ray Molina. My website is raymolina.com. And like I always say, my life isn't perfect. Oftentimes it's a mess, but for me, it is the perfect mess. I love you. Peace. God bless.